Advil, or not Advil, ibuprofen.
Anacin.
Anacin. When was the last time somebody used Anacin?
Well, you know, when I went down to the Rite Aid, I got me some Anacin and some Sucrets for my cough. Then I got like it tastes like chalk and purple.
Oh God, what was it called? I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. In the tinfoil.
In the tinfoil.
All right. Are we?
Not. Let's wait for the music.
Let you get it.
Oh, did you see this?
Oh, nice. That's cool. Hey.
What's going on, folks? It's your man JQ right here. So, well, if you guys are joining us on YouTube Live right now, you can see right next to us, or right next to me, is the man who's been missing for the past couple months. Freeze Billows back in the building, y'all. Give a round of applause. There it is.
Hi, how are you, everybody? How's everybody going?
I love canned applause, dude. That's the best.
Do it. Thank you. We love you, Las Vegas. All right.
Anyways, you are back, man.
I'm
welcome,
back.
Welcome home, dude.
I know, seriously. Well, I just came from my original home, Hawaii.
Yes.
And I did 2 months out there. Wow, that was a trip,
dude. It's been to sit down and talk about some stuff. I don't know. Were you able to catch some of the shows?
I caught a few clips of it because I just had my phone and everything. So I was kind of limited to what I could do. But it was cool. Like I was listening to you guys. There's one episode that was just centered on Chandler, and I could
I think at one point we didn't have the iPad here, so I had to on the following show I had to connect this one. For my phone. So I'm like, and I'm doing that now because it's a lot easier.
Right.
Leaves them less stuff to do, but I can actually control who's talking about what. Just like that.
Just like that.
Boom. So you were away for 2 months. Yeah.
Well, in Hawaii there was I had a tour going on, which was 3 different events. The first one, actually more than 3. There was like 5. Number 1, there was Comic-Con Honolulu. The whole event was really upbeat, up-tempoed, and everybody was smiling, so it was really cool. And then I did a workshop at Other Realms Comics and Games.
And you actually took me there.
I was
there. That place is cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's big. It's the biggest comic shop in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
They have enough room.
Oh wow!
And that place was ridiculous. Right?
For sure. I saw you. Did you take a picture with Stan or was it at the convention?
It was at the convention.
Oh, okay. I thought it was there at the at Other Realms.
No. It was, and so they're big enough to actually hold like workshops and all this kind of stuff, and they have their own Twitch channel for things in the comic industry. Right, we got like a little mosquito in here somewhere.
Right there.
Did you get it?
No.
That's
I don't have any guts on me or anything.
The hunt continues.
The hunt continues.
And then after that, we're supposed to have Amazing Hawaii something. So they decided at the last minute to just postpone the event. Took a turn and kind of passed us. Everybody's like, oh, we should have had it anyway. We should have had it. But they don't realize that Hawaii got extremely lucky that it didn't hit. So it's better to err on the side of caution. I was supposed to have another workshop at Other Realms, but because the the amazing Hawaii something aloha, because that got canceled, the artists that were supposed to go to that show
Show up to other rooms.
go to other rooms and do like a little mini con.
Yeah.
Right in store, and it was actually really pretty good success. So, we had guys like John J. Murakami, we had Reed and Michael, and all these other local artists. So that came out really nice. And then, man, I was busy. Then I went to the Big Island for a show called Hawaii Con. It's a sci-fi show, but they in the middle of nothing, right? So it's a destination con. It was a 5-star hotel. The pool was heated to like 3 degrees below body temperature. So it was like perfect, right? They had a private beach that had turtles on it. You can go swimming with dolphins. You can go diving with manta rays. $100 prime rib buffet dinner, and the food was spectacular. What? I mean, it's 5-star. It's a 5-star.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
So I mean, we're talking like Kobe beef kind of thing. It was crazy.
Wagyu.
So it was really, really enjoyable. Actually, the highlight of that show, Mike, the highlight of that show is there was 400 high school students that was brought in, to learn like certain things and educational. And so when I was doing my panels and drawing, I was teaching at the same time. And so at the end of the convention, when they asked the kids like, "What was your highlights?" a lot of them said, "Oh, that guy freed the table, while I'm selling my stuff." And they'd be like, "Are you a teacher? Because you should be a teacher." I was like, "I don't want to be a teacher. They don't get paid enough." Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I might be a teacher, dude. I'm like,
hey, I mean, I think you can do it, bro.
I think I'm gonna look into doing it because I really like inspiring other people to do what they do and to find the.
Totally forgot about this, but
what is it?
That was so when we created the studio, Ron was all on board with our comic book stuff even before Geeked Out was a thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he was
seriously.
You have a venue.
We have a venue. Okay, so if you're gonna be in Las Vegas, we're gonna be studying.
Hopefully we. Oh yeah. Sorry, the like a Saturday or a Sunday, and and just have kids come through and we can teach them, or you can teach them.
I think that'd be great to kind of reach out to the local. This program's gonna happen. I'm gonna talk about it. But also in Hawaii, they have Forte. Performing as a headliners and a lot of great performers, and also the host and music. Surprisingly, I was like, I got in there thinking I'm gonna get sloshed, and instead I just hung out with my friends and ate some good food. Yeah, and it was the beer fest over there at the Hilton Hawaiian Village.
Yes, and I know of Hilton Waikiki before Hilton Hawaiian Village. Yeah. So like the first hour of the show, I was like, "Hey, welcome to the Hilton Waikiki," blah blah blah. And I was like, after the second hour, some guy comes running up the stage. "Excuse me," slap me once you see me like walking around. So.
See, you should have just blamed it on the alcohol. I had too many of those IPAs and that guava tasting beer. Great job.
Thanks.
Doing it. It was extremely entertaining. Really well run. Nice. So I need to start working on my MC skills so that way you can just, direct the stage and De Niro can do his thing and I can drink and talk. With literally a lagoon in the background and the sun setting and everything. Oh, it was beautiful.
I was so mad at myself because so the sun was setting. It was perfect, and I didn't have a chance to actually I wanted to take a picture of it. And like I said, like when I know, and I was like just talking, and then I got off stage, and then I looked up, and I was like,
it was gone. It was already dark. Yeah, it was family. Right? Just seeing my nephew, my mom, my dad, my brother, his family, crew. I mean, it was a wonderful vacation / working vacation. But at the same time, I'm like, oh man, I really need to get back to Vegas. Yeah. Because I have so much work to do.
And my family, my friends, and all that, and hanging out for a little bit. But like in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I gotta finish these commissions real quick, and so. Yeah. No, I totally know the feeling, man.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Hawaii's beautiful, but like I tell everybody, times you can eat shrimp on one side, and you can't even go to the beach. If you live there, you can't go to the beach because you're working all the time because it's so expensive. Yeah. I mean, you can technically, but you're so busy. But yeah, no, Vegas. I actually have to do my Marvel trading cards.
Yeah.
I have some commissions I have to finish. I have a deadline for a comic book that I'm working on for an independent comic. So that gotta be done. So I'm gonna be in New York, and then I come back in 2 days. Great.
But you're gonna be tired.
I'm gonna be tired. But again, I tell people, I can't complain for something I wanted to do since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to? Like, oh, I hate my life. Like,
I
you
know.
can't hate your life,
Dude. You draw comic books for a living, like
right?
Come on, man.
It's like, so yeah, this is what I'm doing.
So when you got to New York, okay, if I remember correctly, you don't like eating hot
Street dogs?
no.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say Grace Papaya. I don't even know if they're still around, but I think.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe halfway up the island.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's
so
quite a bit away.
it's basically I just go down to the corner, just eat the rat dog.
Yeah, I know.
Pizza. It's a New York style pizza, so it's all right. I mean, I'd rather have a Chicago, but
You're speaking my language, my friend.
I want this deep. But yeah, so I mean, the last time I did displays in 2 days.
Dang.
Yeah, so I had like 2 days of just hanging out with legendary artists like Steranko and Leader and all these guys. And so I had a great time with Machine. Like I've never seen somebody like this. Okay, so Sharon, she does all the intel. Amazing, because a customer comes up and goes, oh, I put in my book 2 months ago for blah 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 blah, to get signed here. Did it get signed yet? And she goes, what's your name? Her book. I'm just gonna rattle off numbers. 449392678B. I was like, are you kidding me?
There's like 12 digits in there. How'd you remember all that?
Tanya looks it up. She goes, yeah, I got it right here. It's not even funny. And just to hear Sharon remember these numbers, I'm like, how do you do this? And so she's a consummate professional. She's amazing. Chandler, of course, is at Desert Wind, and they're great people. And the people that they work with are great people too. So, excuse me. So yeah, New York's gonna be amazing. LA, I've been doing the previously it was Kamikaze. Went through a lot of changes, administrative, and then now it's just LA. It's LA Comic Con, but they're changing it because of the Comic Con thing. Gone to that show since it first started. I think that was like 6 or 7 years there, and last year my table got screwed up somehow, and I ended up with the Stan Lee Corporation.
Yeah.
And that was cool, just to be working with Stanley and everything. I was just like a vendor comp or whatever.
Yeah.
But this time I'm a guest at the show. So that's going to be really cool. So thank you, Corey Silverman, for that. So.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I know, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking about myself way too much.
Well, no, because so if Chandler.
Yeah.
We spent the whole episode talking to me.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn.
Because, I mean, these guys, they know us for our show, but, I think it'd be great to start that. I mean, we got, what time is it right now?
What time?
How much time we got?
Oh, yeah, it's only 18 minutes in.
Hawaii and then, the artists over here. Tight-knit group of people.
Yeah.
It's like, because, growing up in the Bay Area, you don't see, because it's all spread out, you just don't see it in the Bay Area. I don't know how it is in L.A. It's probably so much of the same because, it's just nature of the beast, I guess, out there.
So wide out there.
But, places like here in Vegas and known as the locals,
Yeah, well, artist community.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there are artists like James Stone.
And how long ago was that?
Ooh, maybe about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years ago. And that's it. There's like 3 guys sitting at Maximum Comics at a table like this size, just drawing together.
Yeah.
That was it. But there were guys, like, the great story is, my friend and I, Adam Kren, we decided, because there's so much talent here in Vegas, but they don't know each other. So we decided to create this thing called the Artist Club. And within a couple of months, it was 20 guys at a table. Promote this thing. That was the wrong idea, dude, because it went from 20 to 60, and now we have like 150 across like Germany. And a great story is that we were doing, it was at the Riviera, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like super long ago.
Yeah.
And James Stone was sitting where you were sitting, and I'm sitting at my table here with Adam and all these other guys. And he did it for 12 years. I never even knew that there's another to get everybody together. So guys like you know that there's inspirations out there.
Yeah.
And so I kind of helped start the ACC. When that kind of fell apart a little bit, community of artists to fall. So I got together with the guys over at Cosmic Comics, and that's where it brought everybody back together.
Yeah.
I think that's where you started into, right?
Yeah, I started hanging out. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
came and hung out for a little bit.
Right? Like you, Justin Ayers. So I told James Stones, if you can, help out and keep this thing running. If you can't, then I'll do it myself, and I'll make sure it keeps running. But kept it going. So now we got a tight community. So that's really cool. Same thing with Hawaii. Sam Campos and the rest of the guys from the Hawaii Comic Book Alliance. They're a tight knit group. They all get together. Like John J. Moore did these things called impromptu comic jams, where because the traffic is so bad, they'll stop over at a mall and be like, okay, well, we're going to be here for the next 4 hours because the traffic is bad and we're going to be drawing. So if you can come by, come by.
Wow.
And then they would have like 20 people come by. Alamona, Pearl Ridge, all these different places.
Or if you're not from Hawaii, Alamona.
Alamona. Anyway, and so like they have their tight knit crew.
Yeah.
And I was like, I support them, and so Sam was like, no, man, you're part of the Hawaii Alliance, man. Like you're from Hawaii, you're doing comics and everything, good things up in the mainland, and we want you to be a part of this because when we do go to Vegas for Amazing Las Vegas, or if we do go to Vegas or California or whatever, and you're doing a show, you can help us finagle some stuff. So I mean, we all got that artistic competitiveness. Like, I need to be better than that next guy, but at the same time, I want him to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we can both get up there. So I like that.
What's the saying? Let's go even back further. So
okay,
I know in the past you've said you were a graffiti artist.
Yeah.
And when did that start?
So back in the days, freshman year in high school, it was when I entered Roosevelt High School in Hawaii. Go Rough Riders!
Oh, what high school you go to?
Oh, what high school you go? I didn't try to teach him. And not just the stuff you learn on YouTube. We're talking like old school stuff, like false crack medevac. So, anyways, he gave his real name because, I mean, you can look it up in Roosevelt, but at the same time, I don't want to give it out. I met my friend Buzz, and he was a rapper in the rap scene and everything. And of course, hip hop has the elements, right? And I was a breakdancer
in the late '80s and early '90s.
So I was a b-boy, I was an MC, I was a DJ, and I was a graffiti artist. So I was all 4 elements. I was like the right, airbender. Anyway, and so while we're doing bad things, I guess, like spray painting walls and all that. I didn't even think about doing comic books, not at all. So I was a graffiti. My old crew, VM, Vandalist Minds, I got to mention them. So, High State. Anyway, and so when I moved to Vegas, I didn't want to go to jail for spray painting walls.
Yeah, of course.
Because you don't want to go to jail in Vegas. Trust me, I've been there. You don't want to do that. Shout out to buy like Hero Clicks. I don't know if you heard of them. It's like a little Hero Click board game thing. And I used to play that in Hawaii, so I figured I'd just buy a booster pack, whatever. And it just so happens I saw these guys sitting there. And so I sat down.
Do you still have that picture or no?
I don't. I gave it away. That day, I gave it away to some kid that liked Green Lantern. I feel bad for that kid because now he's like, is this what anatomy should look like? Like your legs coming out of your chest? So, art, even though I had no idea what to do. I didn't know perspective. I didn't know anatomy. I didn't know any of that. And so I started learning. Other people, like that kind of thing, how to draw a tree. Because you got to draw everything in comics. You know. And so that's how I got into comic art. And about a year after I started drawing comic stuff is when
I remember. I've seen the cover to that.
Yeah, the Cule. And so I did like 6 issues of that. Only 1 came out because it's an independent.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you know about independent comics. You can draw 100 issues, but if you run, and so I did that, and it's like $20 a page, black and white.
Yeah.
Basic stuff. And then I started to get a kind of a name in the community because I was doing so much charity work. And promoters of like comic events, like Kamikaze in LA and New York and all that. And so I started getting guest listed to go to these things and actually
go networking.
Right. It's literally you know, sometimes you gotta. I have the worst memory ever, right? I can't remember what I did today. Not even yesterday. Today. What happened to your dog? Is your dog okay? Because the last time you had worms and you were scraping his butt on the floor, I remember that. It's like, how do you remember that? It's like, I don't know, man. Because you're a good guy. I think you're good.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's cultivating and networking I always love comics. X-Men #1, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri.
Yeah.
You know, Todd McFarlane.
Oh, even before that, freaking the Peonies.
Oh, yeah, Wendy and Richard Penny from Elf Club.
Oh, man.
I mean, dude.
That was such a good series, man.
It really was.
And it came. I think because it came out during the time when the Vietnam War was a big focus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Yeah. So, I looked at it like it was too technical. I was so into like graffiti stuff because it's fast, simple, and girls back in high school and you know, doing stupid stuff. I wasn't into comics. I got time. And so, and you dedicate yourself to the industry, and it's just like football. I tell people this all the time. It's just like football. You can play Pee-wee, you know, Pop Warner or whatever, and then you gotta, you know, from college, you dedicate yourself to get to the NFL. And the only way you can get to the professional level is by dedication and time.
Yeah.
You know, the discipline that it takes to do that. So that's how I did it. Yeah.
That's crazy. And here you are.
And here I am.
Here you are. There's very few people that have transitioned from the graffiti world to comic books, and I think Joe Madureira,
Yeah, Joe Mad. Yeah.
Joe Mad, he's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah.
And you can see it in style too.
Oh yeah, like him, Tweeney style. You know, the funny thing is, I mention him all the time. Is Ken Lashley.
Yeah.
From Canada, and he works for DC now, but he does DC, Marvel. He's a freelancer, so he can go anywhere. He actually started off as a graffiti artist too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you should see his graffiti. Graduated into you know, more comic stuff, and now he's a god, dude. He walks on water. When it rains, he doesn't get wet.
I know.
You know what I mean?
He goes around. But you know what's funny is that with these guys that transition from the graffiti to a graffiti artist, it's the signature. Look at Joe.
Right,
Mad. Look at Joe Mad. Look at John Boy.
It's the signature, dude, because they all have that wild style, right?
It's like, I know he did some graffiti back in the
day. It's like,
even here.
Being the name Free, it was funny because I was trying to figure out, like, maybe do, like, sharp edges and all that. And then come to find out, I was like, you know, I don't have time for sharp edges. I just, you know, and it came out nice. I was like, all right, circles it is.
That's it.
That, man.
Oh, we missed last episode. No. You know what? Even last episode, I think we even mentioned it.
I hope so. I hope
last
so.
episode, I think the episode before that, we did really briefly. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's only like one that we missed.
The streak was
I know,
broken.
the streak was broken. I did graffiti for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't get up on walls, but I did a lot of the stuff in the notepads.
Like
in the early '90s, and I don't know what I did with all it. I have it somewhere. I found some of my old stuff on there, right? And books first, and then like, you know, my friends were all getting into graffiti, so I started doing the graffiti thing, and then I went back to comic books. So.
Oh, okay. See, it's funny. Like people, every once in a while, I put in my graffiti stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
You know, like my friends' names and all this kind of stuff. So I'll hide my VM, my Vandalist Minds crew, and the way Coach Cheryl. I don't want to say her last name because you know she's a graffiti artist, but Cheryl. She actually did a couple of hats for me. She did a couple of things that she's starting her. And you know, Cheryl, if you want, I can hashtag and at you whatever you want on this. So hit me up, let me know.
So. But no, that's fine. I just don't want to get.
So yeah. For me, like, art is art. No matter what it is, no matter if it, that skill level, of course, nobody comes out of the womb drawing like Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Anybody can paint the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
It's your dedication to that project that's going to make it happen.
Lying on your back on the scaffolding.
Yeah, for like 30 years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if that's what you want to do, if that's your...
You're established, but you're not up there yet. Obviously, I mean, you're working your way up there. What's the? I mean, we're always focused on like an end game, but like, where do you?
I sometimes I have to remind myself because you know everybody gets into that funk of like, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I should be. Blah blah blah. First of all, if you should be there, then you would be. Secondly, if you're not where you want to be, that's a good thing. because if you reach that goal, then that's all you got. You got to look 10 times past it. But for like 6 years. You know, there's guys in the industry that have done it for 40, 50 years, or maybe not that long, like 30 years, 25 years, that still are on my level. Still have to hustle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not like Rob Liefeld where I can just show up and people will line up just for my signature. I'm not that guy yet. So I have to remember that I've only been in for 7 years. I think with companies, so that way I'm not just working on the independent level or for myself. I'm working for different companies like, say, Boom or IDW or Big Dog Inc. or, you know, things like that. Do a Wolverine, 5-page Wolverine script. You have to do that for Marvel. Then you got to do a 5-page for DC.
Yeah.
You got to do a 5-page for their characters. So I'm going to be working on that for the next couple of years, just to live in just one place and be content. You know, I think you're the same way. You can't really be content of where you are. You have to thrive and strive for something new, and that's where I'm going with it. So hopefully, a couple of years from now, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God!" No, it wouldn't be you. I guess I was like, "Yeah, I already got you the. I already sent you the email." It's like you and 10 friends. Did you not get the email? I sent it to you a week ago before you asked. Like I work with, you know, like Death Towel and New Extreme and everything. I always feel like if I get up, they get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I level up, you level up. And that's why a lot of times when San Diego, whatever, I try to get everybody on my crew in there.
Yeah.
You know, like when we do San Diego, technically I could be like, well, I'm going to take all the spots. You know, because Chandler, these are your spots. You do what you want with them, but just make sure you tell me who's going to be there. You know, because he doesn't want just randoms. Right? Yeah. And so I told him, well, I'm going to take these spots, and Quincy in Vegas, he's coming out with Kawal on the LFDF imprint, and I wanted to have table spot. He's like, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like things like that to help build your other people's, you know, to do it.
Yeah.
I respect that, so I'm like, here, you know what, man? Here's table spots. Here's a half a table with me, or I got 2 tables. You can have them. You know what I mean? Free of charge. Like guys like Justin Ayers, I really wanted to come out with us. He at the time he had a full-time job.
Yeah, full-time artist now.
Right, not exactly. So,
and I think what was it? Isn't his daughter in college now?
Yep.
So he's got empty nest right now, like just.
So he's got a studio. His wife is extremely supportive. If you're not listening, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna text you and email you.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube, so you can listen to me talk about you and listen to JQ talk about you. Justin Ayers, you need to get on the show. You have time now.
He has time now, so he can just hang out and just.
Whoa. But yeah, so I mean, for me, it's just always about trying to help others get to their dreams at the same time focusing on mine.
Yeah.
You know, so that helped me more. I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
No, yeah.
Like I do work with Heartfelt Heroes, 3 Square, what's the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Ronald McDonald House, Greater Las Vegas. All of these, I'm not getting paid. I do like 100 free sketches for the kids and all that a day. But just good karma, I guess. It makes it so that people like me. And if they like you, then they're like, hey, you know what? I love doing what I do.
So going back to kind of like, I mean, you've obviously been growing your brand, and you've met people like you know Ken Lashley. Yeah, I was gonna say Bobby Lashley. All these famous guys, you know, great, you know, talents in the comic book industry. What are some of the not suggestions, but like some of the advice that you've been getting from these guys?
Okay, so when I went at his house in New York, upstate New York, and we were talking, and we both had the same philosophies. I think that's the reason why we talked so long. You know, we talked for like an hour after his signing, his private signing. Just and this is what I kind of was saying it, but he was like, comic books is about storytelling. It's about getting the story out in your illustrations without words, but the words will enhance what you do. If your panel says you're in the woods, that doesn't mean you have to draw every little leaf.
Yeah.
Draw the silhouette of a tree, so that way your characters are telling you the story and not the trees. Like things like that. Always try to draw faster and faster. Get your skill level to that point where you can do the same thing that you did last year in 3 hours, you can do it in an hour now.
And Ken is freaking fast.
Dude, he's wicked fast, man. When you do work for like a company or even an independent, like a writer or whatever, keep in mind that you don't owe them anything. Because without you, they're visualizing where they think that, oh, my stuff sucks, like that kind of thing. Yeah. But if somebody's hiring you, that means that your stuff doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Somebody's willing to pay for your art, no matter act as if.
Yeah.
And then of course, just for me, there's 3 rules. Always make your deadlines. Even if you have to stay up until 6:30 in the morning the day of, and scan it and just get it done. Because they don't care, what's going on in your life. They don't care if your dog passed away. They don't care, if it's raining cats and dogs or if hail just hit you in the forehead. They don't care. They want their deadlines met. So do your deadlines. Sometimes you get a little busy. So if you tell me, it's going to take about a week, and if you're not going to make that week and you know it, communicate and say, I'm sorry, it's going to take another week. When do you need it by? Because sometimes it's for a birthday or an anniversary. So it has a deadline and communicate with your customers. And number 3, just don't be a ding-a-ling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be a ding-a-ling. Like, that's like the number 1 rule. Like, no matter what, and don't be a ding-a-ling, because nobody wants to work with that guy. No matter how skillful you are. You could be Jim Lee, you could be Mark Silvestri, you could be Todd McFarlane, you could be all these guys. You could be Alex Ross, right?
Yeah.
I'll work with you. You know what I mean? So don't be that guy. Be the upbeat, be the guy that everybody wants to be around.
Yeah.
And even if your skill level isn't at the that's my main 3 right there.
Man, you got a lot of good freaking advice. But some of them are just pretty much obvious, like don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Come on.
You think it's obvious, right?
I know. people.
I'm an old bastard. I want everything my way. But some people they've been in the industry long enough where they can say that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, why say that? Like George Perez, legend, be like a total butthead.
Yeah.
But
George Perez is one of those guys that from what I've seen, he even after the doors closed and there's a line, he's
like, you can try and kick me out, but I still got 3 commissions to do, so you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
Because these people are in line all day.
Yeah.
And so, I was actually at one of the conventions that I'm quoting this, where the lights went down all day. Go get the promoter, go get your property manager, and we'll talk it out. I was like, yeah, George.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he did it for his fans, and he did it for and he'll come in a couple of hours early to the show, so that they'll be from the customers. Oh man, George Perez is he's like the ultimate guy you want to be at a convention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Takes care of everybody. So, yeah. Again, just don't be a ding-a-ling. So.
All right. So, like all your stuff about how you came up and all that good stuff. What are let's say the top 2 best things that happened in your current career?
Well, growing up as a what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Like two of your best, two of the best things that have happened in your career so far.
Oh man. Let me see. Number 1 is helping to create this. There's different levels to that.
Yeah. Because
now it's not just my name getting out there. It's not just me helping other people. It's like the whole community benefits from it.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like creating something that everybody uses. That's probably that's one of the biggest things in my career so far. Secondly, see, a lot of people like the Marvel cards. Like technically, I'm working for Marvel and Upper Deck. On that, on a personal level, I'm a 2-time world record holder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for Guinness World Records. So I'd probably that would probably be my second thing. Just on the resume. I was about to say, like, I actually published my own book. I publish other people's stuff, like you, killing everybody off. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But
there was a gas leak and everybody died.
Yeah, and making it so that people actually care if the next one comes out. You know what I mean? That to me is more of an accomplishment than actually producing my book.
Yeah.
You know, because you could put out a book and everybody's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's my like yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my pop moment. That's when I know I got over.
Yeah.
You know?
Wrestling terminology.
Oh yeah. So that's when I know I got over. It's a big accomplishment. I'd have to go with those three. Starting the ACC, Guinness Book of World Record, and on a personal level, publishing my own story.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like locally, what gets you excited in terms of like, what the local towns putting out?
Well, I know that Plot Twist dedicated to putting out independent comics, and I think that working with again the ACC and the comic artists,
Yeah, they got a great group.
Yeah, they all work well together. Cubstead, James Stone, Victim Oil, all these guys, Otto. So that's really good. I know that Cosmic Comics has a huge selection of local artists, comic books in their section. So thank you, Cosmic Comics, for doing that for the local artists. Some shops, they don't support local artists unless it's a specific, artist that they like, and not just let the local artist shine.
Yeah.
But Cosmic Comics does that. 3 levels up,
Speaking
10
of which,
feet wide.
I need to get my stuff on that shelf.
Me too. They sold out of my stuff again.
A totally random side question, but how many books do you usually give them to get? How many books do they ask for?
That's my head blowing up, saying in case you didn't see it on live TV. Because I sell out so fast.
Nice.
Yeah, so they we need like 20. Yeah, so Cosmic does do a lot of good work for us in Vegas. So yeah.
What's
normally it's on consignment, but because I've worked with them for so many years, and I've cultivated a good working environment with us.
Yeah.
And of course we're friends.
Yeah.
I tell them my base whatever on hit, and because they know that they'll sell, so they're not really worried about not selling it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but again, you have to cultivate the relationships, right? You got to network. So it's like, for me, I try not to do that because of the fact that you got to call them up and bug them, process on that instead of just a one-time transaction.
Yeah.
So I try to just do that one-time transaction, but you have to cultivate that respect.
Yeah, of course. But comic books, are there any comic books that you just buy on a regular that like, like if I know like with us, and I'm sure you and I almost have the same mindset. Like I barely have time to read books. Granted, this is over the past like 6 months, right? Yeah. Stack of books that I want to read, but I can't because I'm drawing something.
They're literally sitting at home unread, right? Like a whole story.
Like I have that whole series, and I'm only halfway through it.
I mean, honestly, man, I see, like if I'm reading, I'm not drawing, and there's no time for that. But there's certain comics that I like. Basically anything Jim Lee does, internal pages, not cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's a big inspiration.
We'll take a little break. Bathroom break. Anyway, so we're gonna hang out for a little bit while relax. This is the first, by the way. For folks here on Facebook Live or Facebook on Instagram. Oh, Instagram. On YouTube Live. Let me take that back. Oh, here comes De Niro. So Jeff, you already have this linked on our on the Geeked Out page, right? I was like, what's going on? Did I say something wrong? You walked
Did you have
out.
to go drop one off? Or what?
You probably did. So, anyways, the comic book movies and stuff. I know you're not a big collector by any shop, but like, do you?
Good question. You mean do I like them most? I mean, I like most of them. I like them all.
Yeah. Or is there one that you kind of like zero in on? Like, do you like Batman, for example? Like Black Panther books?
No.
So
because I wasn't a huge fan back in the day.
Okay.
Only because I didn't know about it.
So check this out real quick. And remember the movie that they were like the first scene that you see there in Oakland in like the early 90s book that came out, and a shop in Oakland was able to do an Oakland inspired or like their own exclusive in Oakland. Wow. Like I can't get it because it's sold out. So it's one of those.
Sucks to be you.
I know it sucks to be me. But I think Ollie got one. I think Ollie got one. That guy.
Keep looking, you'll find one.
Thanks, De Niro.
All right. Sorry about that, dude. Seriously, for the past half hour, I was shaking my leg.
I like right before you went to take a break. Like I just see this, like.
Right, I'm like, oh my god.
It's all good. It's all good. So we were talking about not like what comics you buy, but like we were both in agreement that it's tough because we're artists, so we barely read a book.
Like I said, Ken Lashley, Jim Lee, all these guys that are really good. But I also look at a lot of independent work.
Yeah.
Like Amakuros, done by different people, different styles.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm not just too busy, man. Like I'm just.
You know what I like? Before Sean Murphy got onto the White Knight book.
Sean Murphy.
Yeah. Him, and then there's a book called Low. I think Image put it out.
Low.
Yeah. It's almost like painting, but like the artwork's like painting, but their layouts, the perspective that they use. It's, let me pull out some books.
Right. Get inspired again.
Yeah, get inspired again. Try to draw something.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like, even though a lot of times, especially artists nowadays, they don't need to read, like get involved. Just need to crack open a book and say, "Oh, this is a great storytelling."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, your mind starts to inspire itself. Coming from the inspiration in front of you, and so it'll work. I think.
Well, you know what? Since you're going to be in New York.
Yes, I'll be in New York for New York Comic Con. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be at the Great American Foodie Fest, hosting the main stage. And guess what?
What?
It's going to be a totally 80s weekend. Station in the parking lot, Great American Foodie Fest. That Free and I usually do twice a year. God, how many food trucks do we got there? Like 30, 40?
Normally, there's about 30 to 40 food trucks, and they're all award-winning food trucks now.
Yeah.
The Moink balls.
Once it was one of them was the Moink balls. The other one was that liege waffle with the pork on top.
Pork belly star or something like that.
Yeah, and then there's
pork star.
And then
I can't believe I'm gonna miss this one. Don't get me wrong, it's New York Comic Con, so I have to miss it. But there's some like Rolling Fusion's gonna be there. Yeah. I know that probably
Get It While It's Hot.
Get It While It's Hot. What is the other ones?
Oh God, there's fried ice cream. What Frocks?
Frocks. Fried ice cream. Yeah, that's good.
Frocks is always there. Fuku Burger's always there.
Right. Okamoto Kitchen.
With
the non-bomb sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, that's always there.
Oh,
so.
Man. And of course, Chef Philip Dell.
He always has, he always changes his. You probably have maybe one or two that are good.
It's going to be a great stage, by the way.
Yeah.
So from what I hear, because man, I want to be there so bad.
So entertainment-wise, it's going to be an all '80s weekend. So all our acts are going to be '80s inspired. So a lot more. We have our usual acts that come in. Maybe quite a few new acts there. But yeah, it's like the whole weekend. Like I was just looking at the schedule, and the whole weekend is going to be fun.
I mean, American Voodoo for one, and Walk-Off Hits.
Oh
and
man,
there's some other ones like from
The Cured. Which is the Cure tribute band.
That's awesome. Oh my God, it's like my favorite band. But I guess I'm gonna have to miss it.
Well, you know what? Stage while I go to New York and
and have fun and eat dirty dogs off the street and everything. No, it's okay. Oh yeah,
dude, it's gonna be on, bro.
Dude,
it's gonna be on, bruh. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, unless you have anything.
Everybody from Hawaii, like Jack, Stacy, Jackie, everybody, Chris, Quan, Sam, everybody. The Hawaii Comic Book Alliance, New Extreme, LFDF, and Be Epic, Do Epic.
Be Epic, Do Epic. Anyway, out.
De Niro!